All right, folks, good afternoon and welcome on back here this Friday, end of the week, TGIF, right? TGIF Friday, January 15th, shortly after 2:30 p.m. Eastern Time. Welcome on back here for our afternoon meeting. Good to go across the board for all of us live inside the trading room, all of us across social media, that being Facebook Live and YouTube. Welcome on back. Hey, one of our students, Andrea, called out this OBSV trade just before it clocked inside the trading room, logged in, I should say. And I said, good afternoon, everybody. OBSV worth watching. So you know what? We'll take a look at this just to begin. It's been a pretty slow afternoon to start off things, folks. There's like one or two trades that are moving. And, I guess this now, right? OBSV ended up making a nice push from the support there, 380, broke above 4, like kind of choppy move, but pushing up higher right now. So, you know what? For right now, I don't mind just slipping this on our main list to begin the afternoon watch list here. OBSV. We are kind of familiar with this trade. I feel like we are, at least. I hope it's the right stock. Not just from today, of course, but yeah, you could see back from like the end of 2019, even throughout 2020 at some point here. We've been familiar with this trade at some point or another, right? So, at least for right now, it just still has a good spread, good liquidity on the books. So, although it's kind of choppy minute by minute, hopefully it becomes less choppy and it still has good liquidity. So it remains very well tradable heading into the afternoon. It does look as if there's a couple of bigger iceberg orders to work with at 420, 423, 425, 430. Geez, there's a bunch. But really, like for the most part, 420, though, there's a 54,000 share order on the ask. So that's the price point that you should look to follow, at least heading into this afternoon. So maybe we'll even come back to this trade just to round things off. But obviously, we'll put this on our main list. This will at least make the cut to begin. All right, so with that in mind, though, there were a couple of other trades, at least from this afternoon, that were moving. So aside from this, we also had our eye on the ACER, right? ACER. So Mario go in and out for about like 25, 30 cents pretty quickly from 4. I don't know what the news is on this trade. I'll actually do a quick copy and paste while we're at it. Let's see if I could do this just for, I don't know if I could do this from the log me in feed here that I'm doing. All right, I might have to recite this. I don't know if I can copy and paste today. So how about this? I don't need to. ACER basically trading higher, not seeing any company-specific news from the session. No need to copy and paste, right? So, hey, we'll take it. At least a nice run up, very similar to that OBSV trade. It has really good liquidity on the book. Just tight spread, even if it's not a penny spread, it's still like a penny 2 cent spread. Really good volume on the book, bigger orders in the thousands, and you could see some bigger orders ahead too on the bid and the ask. So yeah, for right now, pretty similar to the OBSV. We'll just start things off by putting this one on our watch list here too. All right, so with all of that, let's just go from top to bottom here, folks. If there's anything else that looks good, we'll call it out. The market was dropping off earlier on today, of course. We had a few stocks moving with the market. American Airlines was breaking lower, but ever since, it's been like pretty flat. So, we'll just kind of see where we're at heading into this afternoon here. CBA trade, what the hell happened here? I guess IPO, I don't know what the heck happened here. That would be my guess. Just I don't know why it showed me this much chart, probably just for my correlation here on the Dow, but I guess it opened up here right around like 9:30, 10 o'clock, 10:30, ended up popping, dropping, not much more to it. Hey, we're not going to trade every IPO out there, right? I mean, just because it's going to be an IPO doesn't mean that there's going to be a lot of people interested in it, a lot of volume to work off of. Doesn't mean it's going to have, good financials to work with to begin with, if any of you folks follow that. But yeah, nonetheless, though, CRNT, this might be the same thing. I think this could be the same exact thing. Another IPO that popped this morning from like 10:30, got halted, I think, on the way up. I don't know if this was an IPO, perhaps. This may have just been halted off of news, I think. I think this may have just been halted off of news. Ended up getting halted at 9:35, reopened up, what time here, like 10:30? Popped up, dropped back down. I mean, pretty much same thing. I don't know why it's not showing me the data here, though. From Skippy's asking, you can't short IPOs, can you? So they have extremely limited inventory, right? So the rule of thumb is you can't short them for, what is it, like 90 days, technically, underwriters. But nonetheless, though, there are some quote-unquote IPOs in history that we've been able to short right off the bat. Believe it or not, Snapchat, off its IPO, we were able to short. That's a small little history lesson there. It's very rare, though. Very rare. DBVT, I knew this would kind of happen today. I mean, it was like very active in the after hours, pre-market, squeezed back up in the morning, and it's been a spotty trade of late. I mean, we've traded it actually over the last couple of years on and off of news. It was shortable at one point, so we were riding it on the way down. It used to be good. Lately, it's been pretty wacky. So I stayed away from it and paid off, thankfully. So the SENS trade ended up actually being one of our better trades once the market opened up. It looks pretty shaky and nasty, chart-wise. But, if you're able to follow what we teach in class, what we go through in Traders Talk at a minimum here, it's a matter of finding the right support level, making sure that you're taking the trade when it breaks right through the level going up. And, from there, it ended up providing for a nice play. I mean, it ended up essentially bouncing from 170 here. The SENS trade after the market opened up. I mean, it shook below it, but essentially it broke through 170 going up, ran up towards just about 195, and then it bounced perfectly again from 175-ish and made a new high. So, this stock was actually pretty good to us earlier on today. At this point, just kind of dumped off, flattened out here. All right, so what else we got here, folks? The AVGR, we have ACER. AVGR popped from earlier today. Yeah, same thing, flattened out. This is what I'll say here, folks. I should have just started off with this, but, it's Friday. There's not much really going on. And on top of that, folks, my last reminder to you folks, for all of us in social media at least, for all of us in the trading room, I'll keep saying it, but market is closed. Coming up on Monday, we got a long weekend ahead of us. Once again, I'll take it, right? Another day of relaxation, at least. Martin Luther King Day on the 18th. So, hey, we're all off, schools are off, and everything else. So markets are closed, and there might not much, there's probably not going to be much going on heading into a holiday weekend. That's what we typically say anyway. Pola, this thing is dumping off here. I'll just jump to Sun W really quick. I would only assume the same thing to happen, but just guess it happened actually beforehand. Sun W popped from 1150 up to 13, dumped all the way back down, and then these stocks tend to trade pretty similar together. Pola, Sun W, OPTT, was it Whitewater, WWR. All right, here's I was a little trigger happy right there. I may have clicked off from FRSX. Yep, I knew it. I knew it the second I clicked my mouse there. PPSI, I guess, while we're at it, and it's inching back up, I guess, from 620-ish. It's kind of trading light volume. It really died off after 11:30, so I would have gotten to this anyway, but we'll pass. All right, FRSX, not going to be trigger happy this time. Pushing up from 8, still shows a lot of activity, a lot of volume traded per minute. It's about 130,000 shares per minute on average. That's what it's trading at the time actively. So that's still a lot given this time of the day. So given this move, I don't mind kind of just slipping it on our list here, the FRSX stock. Let's see if we can make a higher low from here, begin to move back up perhaps towards 860-ish, 875 even. Was crowning off around that price. Obviously popped higher from there, but if it goes up towards 865, 870, that wouldn't shock me if it runs off of 8 here now. All right, what else we got here? CFMS. We got a couple more here. Familiar names. Oh, I skipped over Sorrento. That's right. How dare I? CFMS is pretty flat. Sorrento, look at this thing still go. Wow, from earlier today, we saw this stock pop as soon as the market opened up from 8 up towards 875, backed off, pushed up to 9, blasted right through there. It hasn't even pulled back down to 9 just yet, so that surprises me. I thought we would have seen this pull back lower at this point heading into the afternoon. Well, that does mean that it's going to pull back. It might just keep going. So given the move up here, it's clearly showing a higher low right now, bouncing from 540-ish, 535 up back to 560 or 5. Geez, my trader's dyslexia is kicking in there, folks. 935, 940 should just bounced off of, moving back up to 959, 960. Sheesh, I get that from Fausto, so don't blame me there. But no, I'm kidding. But hey, nonetheless, though, SRNE pushing back up, heading into the afternoon, almost looks like a big Fausto flag if you stretch out the chart. So heading into the afternoon, definitely, and then on the heading on the INO trade, maybe these stocks kind of tend to move together too, or at least they normally do. And this one's dumped off. CODX, not much going on there. Check out the other vaccine stocks. I don't know if it's company specific to Sorrento, or I would assume so after this move here. Yeah. All right, so at least we'll just put Sorrento on our list. I always like to check out the COVID vaccine stocks, all of those back from March and April, May, and so forth across last year. A beautiful chart though here heading into the afternoon. All right, let's see what else we got, folks. I think this just about rounds it up on the gainer side, though. I will say ACRX, that's a VHC was like a wacky chart from earlier today. Oh, I guess it popped up higher. It popped up higher here and then died off. Yeah. All right, let's hop over to the losers list, folks. That goes across the board for all of us live inside the trading room, all of us across social media. If there's anything else that you would want me to call out, look at here, anything up, down, left, right, like 10% or more, type it in the chat board. Let me know. VS down big, not much going on though. CRDF shortable. Ooh, this stock looks pretty good. I like this. I don't know what's going on. CRDF dropping at the low of the day. Looks like support roughly off of 1450. You don't really see a big iceberg order there, but there are two bigger orders like 4400, 3900 there. So it stacks up. And with that, I would assume with refreshing, there's going to be a lot more on the bid that gets filled once 1450 gets tested. So for the meantime, this trade, at least it's shortable. It's near the lows. It's still active, trading a good amount of volume per minute. I like it. Cool. A triple D here, number 25. Just going to skip through a bunch here just to look at this trade here once again. I think we put this on our list yesterday. Maybe just go back on the chart really quick. Yeah, yesterday we ended up putting this on our watch list yesterday for the afternoon. It was just tradable. Ended up, making a nice push higher heading into the afternoon. And then obviously today early in pre-market gap down and then kind of at the lows right now. So it actually is still pretty tradable. It's like a choppy chart minute by minute, seems like here, but trending off the highs pretty well. Nice trend line you could kind of draw up there. Right? You can see the chop up and down just across like the minute chart, but it's heading lower, it seems like. It's right back to the opening price. All right, so what else we got here, folks? LXRX, another stock from yesterday that moved up nicely, ended up dumping off heading into the afternoon, so it was a good short back heading into the afternoon yesterday. Great short today. I ended up dropping. This was like probably my best trade from the morning. I had this from, I even forgot what price, maybe even 750 off the top. Dropped it down towards just about 7, but left a lot on the table. It just kept going. Dropped all the way down towards the eventual low of the day, 655. Kind of bouncing, making a higher low here. I guess it's still kind of tradable. Just I feel like the CRDF is making a stronger move on the way down. I don't know how much more this has to give on the way down. It's traded a lot of volume from yesterday too. Might just flatten out here, so not really too keen on this. And that will lead me, of course, you know I wouldn't go without showing Bitcoin, of course. With Bitcoin going up, I show it. If it drops, I have to show it, right? Like, why would I not show it if it drops? So let's talk about Riot. Let's talk about Mara, Bitcoin, everything else. So very quickly, I'll drag up my Bitcoin chart. There we go. It's pretty cool. So we have the 1 hour chart where we last left off yesterday with Bitcoin, at least, right? Today's the 15th. We got to go back to the 14th here. Bitcoin was moving up pretty nicely heading into the afternoon on the 14th. We ended up seeing this make a pretty nice run up. Oh, I might have to even refresh this chart here. Give me a quick sec. Just want to make sure I had this right. For some reason, it wasn't fully updating earlier. There we go. All right. There we go. So heading into the afternoon yesterday, we were seeing Bitcoin make a really strong run up. Well, it kind of topped off right around 3 o'clock, right? So pretty much where we last left off with it 24 hours ago, Bitcoin was dropping from roughly around like 40,000, knocking on the door there. So it pulled back down to my EMAs that I was showing you from yesterday and then the day before, pretty much from this week. I thought that we were going to see Bitcoin pretty much hold right around here, around this consolidation between the 50 or between the 100 and 200 moving average. So it's shaken down quite a bit lower, but you could see this is candlestick chart, so it goes to show that it's really made a nice recovery since. It's kind of hung around there, but it's trying to get back up, trying to build some base of support, move back up. So for the meantime, we'll see where it goes. Heading into tomorrow, there should be a lot of activity. Oh, you know what's funny? I apologize. And for all of us live inside the trading room, I'll show my chart in a moment. A little tech issue there. Not issue, but I had a setting there. It doesn't show it for all of us live inside the room. For all of us on social media, you were able to see it. Just give me till the end of the meeting, folks. I'll pop it back up. I'll show you exactly what I was just talking about there. Point being, Riot's down with Bitcoin. That's all. That's the long story short. from 3 o'clock onward, this is where Bitcoin started dropping. Well, Riot started dropping with it, right? So, in summation, that's pretty much it. I'll show the chart, though. I'll get it up in a moment once we're done with this meeting. But yeah, either way, Riot, Mara, I mean, they're flat right now heading into the afternoon. You'll see a lot of activity heading into Monday with it, though, or heading into Tuesday with it. Just corrected myself there. We have Martin Luther King Day once again for Monday. So market close. So Tuesday, we'll be back here. We'll see what happens. But yeah, for the meantime, they seem pretty flat. All right, so we got from Marcel here saying F-Tech pushing up. It is pushing up. Not up or down a whole lot percentage-wise, so I wouldn't have found it on like the gainers, losers, but it is like trying to make a nice recovery. So, technically, actually at the high of the day, it still has like a little bit more to go to catch back up to yesterday's close. That's why it's showing like down percent-wise. But, I'll keep this on the side, Marcel. I would personally keep this on the side list. If you've been following this trade from earlier today, and if you made money on it, then I'd probably focus on it more yourself. But otherwise, we'll see where it takes us. Maybe around like 3:15-ish, 3 o'clock, perhaps in the next like 15, 20 minutes. Greg saying VISL, a sharper pop. So this one would catch my eye a bit more, not just because it's up more percent-wise, but the sharper move up here. Pulling back down to 2, though, for right now. So I'll kind of put this in the same line as, like I just said, the F-Tech. For the meantime, with this shake back down, it's not as convincing at this point. If we could break under and over 2, that would be great, and run right back up, make a new high. So if it does that, then we'll be there to call it out. But actually seeing the shake right back down, that's a shame. Mark picking up 70 cents on GameStop right now. I got in from 36.70. Nice job running up the stock there, Mark. Excellent. Great cash. Got out, pushed up probably a little bit higher, or maybe got out just now, but nonetheless, starting to dive off right now, this GameStop trade. Oh, you know what, folks? Really quick. Scott, my man. For all of us live inside the trading room, Scott ended up just posting a picture of Bitcoin. He just posted his chart up, which is, pretty similar. It's a 5-minute chart that he's showing. For all of us live inside the room. I appreciate that, Scott. Thank you. You could actually click on that chart, folks, and you can enlarge it for all of us live in Cyber Group. There we go, Scott. Appreciate it. All right, folks. I think that just about does it for all of us on social media. Let me know if there's anything that you find. I don't see any comments here so far. I should be good to go. Nothing doesn't mean that nothing. Having nothing doesn't mean a bad thing. That means, probably a good thing. The fact it's a holiday weekend, we're not going to force any trades out there. Of course, there are stocks that are tradable. There are stocks that are, I'm sure active given the price or given the recent move, like NEO. I'm sure it could have some move to it. I'm sure FCEL, FCEL could have some sort of move to it. I'm sure Plug, but for the meantime, I'm going to keep them just kind of on the side for the meantime there. All right, I like the SRNE, I like the CRDF, I like the Acer trade heading into the afternoon, and of course, a couple of the others that we have on our list in the meantime. All right, folks, for all of us on social media, enjoy the weekend. Make sure that you folks hit the like, subscribe, notified button right on YouTube right there, and as well, just feel free to join us Monday to Friday right inside our Cyber Group trading room. You could just go right to the link down below to sign up. All right, for all of us inside the trading room, give me a quick moment. I'll jump back on the mic very shortly. Take care.